What's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from October 28th, 2021. First of all, my apologies for my usual delays or attempts to doing these reviews and all that. But I am here for attempts to doing some coverage of Impact Wrestling, whether in Las Vegas, Nevada, of these tapings. We'll get to who was debuting here. Pertains to the fallout of Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory 2021, of this show itself, of what happened on here and what's to come, of moving forward of the show as well, and what tends to these new up-and-comers in Impact Wrestling, where it tends to their own new era, if you know what I mean. So we tend to see new eras being pushed over in other wrestling companies besides AEW, MLW, NWA, and we'll see what happens with Ring of Honor when they reimagine themselves upcoming April of 2022 with a new year, hopefully with a new era, to start signing of a new relaunch of Ring of Honor to see what happens from there. And not no bullshit new era that WWE is trying to put to sell their viewers' audience and whatever have you. So that out of the way, let's get to the show. So your commentators were Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown. I don't remember the venue they were at though, where it is to the show. I mean, I've always look it up, but what's the reason why get into that. So, but you have Moose, who is your new Impact World Champion after defeating Josh Alexander, who did become a new Impact World Champion after defeating Christian Cage, only for Moose to do the cash in of the Claudia shot to to get over on Josh Alexander in front of his family and all that and everything. And pertains to what it did with Battle Grid, which I was not a fan of. I didn't mind Moose being champion, but the way they done it was not the way I would have never done it. But I understand why they did it, because they wanted to get Moose over as a heel. Based on him showing up here on the show in front of this audience, didn't work out that way now, did it? Because they love Moose. They're not gonna hate Moose for that. They still trying for Moose, the whole Moose thing. Yeah, so that so much for that one. That was a fail. But Moose comes out. He's all in his suit. He's got his belt. He's getting ready to cut a promo. Eddie Edwards comes out sprinting into the ring, go after him with the candlestick, but Moose stops him. But they start fighting a little bit. Security comes out to stop Eddie Edwards, pull him away. As Moose, it's a pull apart, and Moose kept his composure, got back in the ring, and started doing his promo. Basically, saying that he has no remorse of his actions, what he did to Josh Alexander, of being Josh Alexander for the title from his family and all that, and pertains to that he's now where it tends to hold on to the Impact World title. He is recognized as the greatest world champion in pro wrestling. And then he talks about he starts fighting up on this promo too, where it tends to it doesn't matter if you are an elite Kenny Omega, doesn't matter if you're tribal to the chief, Roman Reigns, and the crowds pop big for that one. So yes, not even I don't know if that was supposed to be the one of those bullet points that Moose was supposed to touch on, pertains to him being a champion now on Impact Wrestling and to be Impact and to be world champion in pro wrestling period. Pertains to Impact Wrestling, you should say what to say about this point this bullet point of it and all that. But that was the idea for that to happen, and for the for the crowd to boo him for that, didn't work. Also said, doesn't matter if you're the boss, Sasha Banks, the man, especially when it tends to Becky Lynch, the man thing, a woman. You could say with a lot of women, like Tessa Blanchard, because she was former Impact World Champion, which after everything that's happened afterwards, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake on Impact Wrestling's part, especially that Tessa Blanchard had done this company wrong at her departure, even during her time there as well. During her pandemic thing. Um, does yeah, and doesn't matter if you're the queen, Star Flair. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. And then he says, "Hell, you can add a new day of the week." And like, oh my god, because Big E, who is now WWE champion in WWE right now. So yeah, another compare to Moose being the Impact World Champion. All right. Also, Josh Alexander comes out. He starts, blaming Sasha on Moose. He's angry and all that. All of a sudden, we hear the music because Moose at this point was out in the crowd. He was retreating, but we hear music playing as Josh Alexander's in the ring, and it's Murder Grandpa, which it is the king of pro wrestling himself, Minoru Suzuki. He comes out and we hear the theme song of his and the Cascalila Ray, which some of the cast didn't even know how to sing that part. But they were happy to see him though. Besides the theme music, that's besides the point. But the point was, see Minoru Suzuki there, and then he starts going toe to toe with Josh Alexander, and they start trading blows. And Josh Alexander was bleeding, by the way. I don't know if it happened already because with the whole thing with Moose, but he was already bleeding from his nose, I believe it was. But he was already bleeding, and from there they started fighting, and they started doing the pull apart, and that was it of that segment. Not a bad way to open up the show. I thought it was great the way they opened up the show, and I thought that promo that Moose did was great, especially taking shots at all these champions. Retains to a Kenny Omega, a Roman Reigns, a Becky Lynch, a Charlotte Flair, even especially the whole woman part too and all retains to not just with Tessa Blanchard, but also retains to like a Rhea Ripley, an Asuka, Bianca Belair. That's the only women's I can think of retains to minus NXT women's champions as well. But that's the point. At least I will acknowledge them of these women's champions in NXT, unlike WWE doesn't want to acknowledge them, especially when it takes to taking away the reigns of Charlotte Flair's reigns. Because NXT don't matter. But besides that, and then with the whole thing with the New Day, obviously Kiss was champion too at the time, but we're talking about right now. This is the now. We're not talking about of yesteryear, of years, of 2 years ago or 3 years ago at this point. We're talking about right now. Pertains to being the champion right now. Not in reference or drops pertains to New Japan world champions too as well, or Ring of Honor. Even though Ring of Honor is closing the doors until we hear what's going to happen on April before they end it. But which is the final battle, which is going to be next month. Nothing about MLW, nothing about GCW, nothing about whatever, or NWA. That's another good example too as well. It pertains to Trevor Murdoch. Not even for All Japan, Pro Wrestling Nova. But most likely New Japan Pro Wrestling because Shingo Takagi. Just it would be nice if you would say it doesn't matter if you're the dragon, too and all. But I just let the Moose cut that promo too and all, put himself over that he is, and he's great, man. He is doing a great job. He's in great shape now. He's been doing a lot of great moves, things I never thought I ever see him do. Not even in Ring of Honor and during those days, I never see him do these type of moves before. And he's doing them in Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling is a place to really improve and to really showcase what after your improvement, you can showcase what you can do in that ring. So basically, Impact Wrestling is the rehab of your professional wrestling career. And then, and with all these departures now, which is WWE doing all this departures, I'd love to see some of those wrestlers come into Impact Wrestling. Not even Marie, because even Marie, let's face it, she never fell in love with the business. She would never join. She used the business for her own celebrity status. So that's not here or there. But anyways, great promo there from Moose, and it was just a great opener either way. Also, we get through Jim Miller, who finds Moose backstage, and you might see talks about how he's got a huge target on his back, but Moose doesn't mind that. And then Mark Cardona shows up and says that he almost beat him at Battle Glory, which is true. And then also, Moose, and Michael, I don't remember how the fight started, but basically, oh yeah, I remember now. Moose said something, so about, you know what I mean, his legal something like that, and then all of a sudden he walks away, and Michael like, hey, and then basically, like trying to get his attention, and Moose hits him, and then they start fighting, and then a whole brawl breaks loose, and immediately Shakira just comes out of nowhere and just broke it off. Like, where does Shakira come from there? It's like they knew that was gonna happen. I don't know, but I digress. Now we get to a match. Exhibition Championship. Trey Miguel, who's the new Exhibition Champion after his win at Battle Glory, versus Rocky Romero. And apparently it was Rocky Romero's birthday during that time. But yeah, the king of sneaky style and Rocky Romero went up against the Fresh Prince of Midair. And what's his other nickname they got from him? I remember the other nickname from him, but for me, I call him the amazing Trey Miguel because he's Spidey Trey in a way. So Spidey Trey. But anyways, so they had a match and it was a good match. This match maybe thought to myself is Rocky Romero's gonna beat Trey Miguel after he just won the belt. Nope, it wasn't. In the end, it was Trey Miguel getting the win, but it was a good match. Back and forth opportunities too. And it really put over, it was basically Rocky Romero putting over how Trey Miguel is definitely fit of being the Exhibition champion because since Rocky Romero, since him go over in Japan, him being the what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, just one of the other part of the junior heavyweights in that division. So, but there you go. I gotta see something. Okay, never mind. I was something came up reference to something, but I think so. Anyways, but after he celebrated he's winning the match against Trey Miguel. I mean Trey Miguel winning over Rocky Romero, I should say. Steve Macklin comes up to attack Trey Miguel and beats him up, basically sending a message that he wants to be next in line. Also, we go backstage and we see Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellery talking about being interviewed with GM Miller about Jordan Grace being the new digital media champion for Impact Wrestling. Also, Natasha Steeles with Savannah Evans shows up in the Raw, trying to play mind games and all, like she and Kier Hogan at one point did before. Natasha Steeles. But Rachel Ellery is like, that's not gonna work this time, and all that and everything. And that was basically it. And basically it's gonna lead to Natasha Steeles versus Rachel Ellery, and we'll get to that later. What I'd love to see is Rachel Ellery versus Savannah Evans, and eventually Jordan Grace with her size against the size of Savannah Evans. That I would love to see that. So Steve Mackin's cuts a promo. It says he wants a title shot. Says that he states it's owed to him because he never lost the match. He didn't get beat in the match because it was Fantasma who lost the match. And then executive vice president Scott Domoy comes out. Comes in and says to him that you want a shot, you gotta earn your shot. So on the next show, which I will do the next review of that one, he's gonna put in that match if he can win, he gets a shot. So also Scott Domoy turns around and sees Matt Cardona and Eddie Edwards, retains to one piece of Moose. And basically Scott Domoy says, well, I'll tell you what, you're gonna have a 6-man tag match. It's probably then it ended up being a 6-man tag match until we got to happen with there's a lot going on by the way. With the whole thing with Steve Macklin walking in, backstage, kind of promo about he wants a title shot, and then Scott Moore comes in to intervene to let him know that you want a shot, you gotta win this match and you'll get it. And then all of a sudden Matt Cardona and Eddie Edwards, we're on the other side of the where Scott Moore comes interrupt them and let them know what's going on, and then hear commotions about what happened with Josh Alexander, because he was there too as well. Because he had Dave Hebner, I'm not Dave Hebner, Brian Hebner, to say Dave Hebner. That's the twin brother of Earl Hebner. I meant to say not really forgetting his name again, Brian Hebner. My God, what? I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. But yeah, Brian Hitler was getting was going to get threatened to get beat by Josh Alexander because keep in mind Brian Hitler was the referee for that match after the match with Christian Cage and Josh Alexander where Josh Alexander still had his family in the ring, you know, and then moves with the whole cash in thing, and then Brian Hitler just go ringing the bell and all that, right? So basically, Josh Alexander wasn't happy with that situation either, not just all to with moves. Basically, he wasn't upset. He's not upset because he lost the title. It was not about the title. It's about how it all unfolded. With family still in the ring. His wife and his son, and then with Brian Hitler just ringing the bell. While Amy had the time to get his family out of the ring. You know, and then what Moose did. It was not even about the title. It was more to it than that. It was about how it all went down. So that's why he's upset. So just Cottonway basically calmed down. Is that you want Moose, it's just like Eddie Edwards and Cardona wants Moose, you're gonna get you all three will get them in a 6-man tag match on the next Impact Wrestling show. So because Moose is not going to find any part of his choosing, or of his choice, because no one's going to agree to him because what he did on Battle for Glory, he's a snake in the grass, he's a backstabber and all that. So he's got a target on his back. So who's going to side with him, right? So so Moose is going to have um, an, a non-number against some next show of Impact Wrestling. So we thought we'll get to that later. So it was made, and Josh Alexander agreed. So there you go. Toss of Steels with Seven Evans at ringside versus Richard Ellering with the digital media champion Jordan Grace at ringside. So they had a match. It was a decent match between Toss of Steels and Richard Ellering. No outside involvement. I mean, it looked like it was going to be at one point, but then it never did. But then in the end, it was Richard Ellering getting the win over on Toss of Steels. And there you go. So they could continue more of this feud between the two sides, and we'll see how that turns out. W. Morrissey, he admits that he formed a dominant alliance with Moose, and basically, claims that he isn't here to make friends or that, right? But he did made not alliance with Moose. Doesn't mean that they're friends or anything. But then also Moose walks in and tells Toby Morrissey, like, I know you had issues with me because we have the gauntlet match, but he said to him, but let's be honest, you would have done the same thing to me too. And said, but however, I need you on my side against Eddie Edwards, Matt Cardona, and Josh Alexander. And if you help me take care of those guys, you may be first in line for this Impact World title belt. So Morrissey agrees to it, and that's exactly what happened. So all they need now is one more person on their team. Now it was hard for me to think about who could the third person could be that be on their side. Not thinking about earlier or the opener of who was gonna it could be. But I think about maybe it could have been someone else new coming in. But instead it was it didn't end up being someone new coming in, but but it's not a full time being part of the show of the company because we'll get to that later. But not thinking about from the opening of the show of who's gonna be the third man, because again it could have been anyone else that and they could have done up to try to find it backstage. But I digress. But we'll get to that later. Gina Miller, she interviews the Inspiration following their wins of the knockout tag team titles against Decay. You have Cassie Lee and Jesse McKay having a great time toying with with Gina Miller, which they were. Basically, it was fun. It was fun though. It was the way it was done, but just all these questions that were never answered. By the way, it, it was entertaining. I mean, I chuckled a little bit, but it was entertaining though. And that was it for Jim Miller's time to interview them, and that was it. And the camera had to leave too. Yeah. Oh, Bobby, you too, camera. You got here too. So there you go. So Ray and the Inspiration are already already killing it right now in Impact Wrestling. And there you go. Joe Doring with Combined by Design of Eric Young and Diener versus Heath, being accompanied by Rhino. And this match ends up being pretty decent. Yeah, at one point Eric Young trying to get involved. Because Rhino got in the ring, just because Eric Young tried to get in the ring. And excuse me. So Eric Young's like, wait, you can't trust me. I'm not making it clear. You can't, because remember his ACL was damaged during the summer. Um, and Rhino didn't do anything to the Eric Young. Diener comes in to lay fear on Rhino, and because that all went down, the match was thrown because of that, because there was nothing but chaos going on. Referee had no choice but to call for the bell. And then Eric Young unleashes hell on Rhino and Heath. And I think, wait a minute, is he now clear? Wow. So yeah, he's now officially clear. He's doing his moves onto Heath and Rhino. And like, yep, he's back. He's officially back. So with Eric Young being back now fully, now the Mamba Design can pick up where they left off with them being dominant. Hopefully that will lead to something. Maybe they will recruit someone new. Maybe they will recruit someone new. It pertains to having Mamba Design to to grow a lot more stronger. But Eric Young back now, officially back in the ring. But we'll see. But yeah, but Eric Young, I'm glad he's either way, I'm glad he's back though, because they desperately need Eric Young back in the ring to wrestle. He was great for a mouthpiece and all that, and being a manager and all that, and to lead the charge. But but you also need him to get into action as well. So, the Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers, are going over how they retain their titles and all that, blah blah blah, whatever. And then Finjuice walks in and basically says that you never beaten us for the title, because that's another thing too. I mentioned on the review that they roll up one of the Finjuice who were legal in the match. They actually pinned one of the Blue Club members to beat the basically I think it was Chris Bay, because you know how Impact Wrestling thinks highly about Chris Bay, never give him any big ones at all, and he always ends up being on the losing stick. So basically it wasn't a roll up. It was basically it was just just stealing on the win that Finjuice already did the damage to already. Where they almost came to win. But the whole black kind of thing was it was just stupid the way it was done. And then Carton just picked up the scrap and all that, and that was it. So yeah, that was basically my error that were. So I want to correct that error from there before I talk about this whole thing, because Finjuice had a point there that they never they lost here. They never lost the match here. So what they want is another shot at the tag titles. And because they basically let them know that because we beat you guys before for tag belts, and we beaten you when we retained them and when they were champions, and they want and basically Carton just tells them they're going to have to earn it and all that, right? But his thing, they the thing is they do they came up points for that when they did earn it, because they beat them twice. So that match will happen though, and we'll get to that. They show an advertisement of Hard to Kill, which is going to be on 2022. So that's gonna be the next pay-per-view going on we're just Impact Wrestling, and there you go. But before we get to those points, you got to get to Turning Point as well. That's gonna be Impact Plus. So there you go. John Swinger calls out the demon. Basically John Swinger says that Gene Simmons stole his reputation and potentially to call a shot. Basically Gene Simmons is the demon according to Giant Swinger. And saying especially after losing his casino, and basically, okay, I remember now. So it was the demon who was being interviewed by Gina Miller, and that's when Giant Swinger comes in and interrupt, and then also we see the K coming alongside with the demon. I don't know if that's the thing that move forward, but hey, I wouldn't mind seeing the demon being part of the K, because he fits right in. So, but we'll see. Mickie James, who's your new Impact Knockouts World Champion. That's basically what they call it now, folks. The Impact Knockouts World Champion. And I'll get to why that ends up being called that. So Mickie James comes out, and she got used a chant, and says that she basically takes a moment to these applause, and also take a moment to applaud Process too, because she gave her one hell of a match of her life, which it was. It was one of Mickie James' best matches that she ever had since coming back into the ring. WWE, fuck you. She keeps things short, but issuing the knockouts in in the back to let them know that they want a shot. Come at her. That's basically what she's saying. And also, Massey Ray, who is a 5-time knockouts champion, comes out and basically let her know that she's been the Impact Knockouts World Champion 5 times, and you only been an Impact Knockouts World Champion 4 times. And it says something about while you left, I was still here. And then Mickey James says, "Well, yeah, you're right. I did leave, but then again, I can say the same with you because you came and gone, which is true." For Master Rain, she claims that she's been there the entire time, which is not true because she left and then she came back. She left and then she came back. She left and then went to WWE to do the whole Mayhem Classic thing, which was Ashley Rain, which I thought was weird that they call her Ashley Rain instead of having her come in as Madison Rain. And then she came back to Impact Wrestling, and then she left Impact Wrestling to go to Ring of Honor from there for a little bit, and then she went to leaving Ring of Honor, and then going back to Impact Wrestling, and then retiring from Impact Wrestling. She made a commentary, and then being done with in ring, and then she comes back, and and yeah, Mickey James had a point there. So basically, the issue there, a challenge here. Mickey James versus Madison Rain for the Impact Knockouts World Title. There you go. And I can't wait to talk about that match too. So, I mean, it's good. And as far as the promo was, it was good, pretty good. Jim Miller asked Moose and Doreen Morrissey if they found a partner yet, a third partner, and they told her they're working on it. All of a sudden, they kept on walking, and they spotted Minoru Suzuki. That's what I was talking about before. Potentially opening up the show. And with him, not be able to, to stick around that much anyways, because he was there only for the tapings. Because now Minoru Suzuki is back in Japan. I'm assuming Yoba is still doing stuff from New Japan because they're going to start building up their programs pertains to Power Struggle, and after that onto Wrestle Kingdom at pertains to in the Tokyo Dome, which is going to be 3 nights. 3 nights in the Tokyo Dome. 2 will be for Wrestle Kingdom, and the other one. Now I don't think it's gonna be Wrestle Kingdom though. I don't think it's gonna be a 3-night Wrestle Kingdom shows. It's gonna be. I'm just saying it's gonna be 3 nights on Tokyo Dome's shows. I'm assuming that's what that's the announcement I at least heard of New Japan. But we'll see. But I think what it says on the 3 nights in the Tokyo Dome, it's gonna be 2 nights of the Wrestle Kingdom, and then one of them is gonna be the New Year's Dash. So we'll see. Because again, I really don't remember much of that breaking news that was announced of that major announcement, but I got a little back on that. So, but yeah, Minoru Suzuki, he was convinced to side along with Moose and Doreen Morrissey. So there you go. It's going to be Matt Cardona, Eddie Edwards, and Josh Alexander versus Moose, Doreen Morrissey, and Minoru Suzuki, which I'll cover that one when I get a chance. Another one that's going to happen on, another one I'm going to cover as well. The Knockouts World Championship. Mickey James defends against Master Rain. The contendership match for the X-Division Championship is Steve Macklin versus Wade Brown Jewel versus Laredo Kid versus Black Taurus. And then now something about, Chelsea Green versus John Skyler, where the winner of that match gets to face the Digital Media Champion, which I really don't care about that either way. So, if it's not on, Impact Wrestling shows, or it tends to on Access TV, and I know what the belt's supposed to be. The Digital Media Championship title belt. It's supposed to be a title that's supposed to be defended on the internet, on YouTube, on Impact Plus, whatever. If I don't see it on Access TV, then I don't care. But now we get to the main event: Ace Austin with Mammoth Fulton versus Chris Sabin. This happening because Ace Austin was eliminated by Chris Sabin in the gauntlet match, the Cold Shot Gauntlet match from Bound for Glory. So this is a match that they have in here. And it's been a pretty good match. And then we get to the finish where, they protected Chris Sabin losing here to Ace Austin because Mammoth Fulton got involved. And because of that, Ace Austin took advantage of it with a fold and got the win. So your winner of the main event was Ace Austin. And that was it. And with that being said, that was it for that audition for Impact Wrestling on October 28th, 2021. Total Wrestling was, I believe, was 5 matches. Let me just double check. We had that Ace Austin and Chris Sabin main event. We had that Rhino that Heath versus Joe Dorn match was ended by a no contest because of what happened. All these shenanigans. Richard Ellering versus Tasha Steelz happened. And then we had Trey Miguel versus, I can remember, for the X Division Championship title happening. So that was a total of 4 matches on the show. And there you go. And my overall rating for the show, pretty damn good show. Not a bad show. Where it tends to following a new path, a new direction, a new era, and new days for Impact Wrestling moving forward. And yeah, there you go. 8.5 out of 10. And that being said, folks, thank you for watching. For If Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets for you to be well, stay safe, take care of yourself, everything that's going on in the world, wear your mask, get your hands sanitized, wear your gloves of any kind, get vaccinated, be better, be respectful, be appreciative, to love one another, God bless one another, live in peace and harmony for us all. For I am out here, ta-ta for now, you all take care, and remember, peace to the asylum. Take care.